Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome to my first impressions of Hell is Other Demons. This is a game by Cuddle Monster Games and published by Congregate. This is what I'd call a arena-based arcade shooter platformer with adjustable difficulty. What I mean by that is that the game is very hard, but you can make it a little bit easier. Alright, so you got two modes. You have arcade and campaign. Really quick, I want to dive into the options menu because it's a nice little menu. Look at this. Plenty of language options, video modes, resolution. Ooh. That's a lot. And then color schemes. This game is a very striking, dark art style, which I do like a lot. Audio settings, controls, you know, that usual stuff. Rebindable. Always nice to have, especially in a difficult game. So let's dive into campaign. So there's not much of a story here. It's really going to revolve around the gameplay and how the levels shift. So you might be noticing, like, you know, when I'm up here, you have this color palette, and then when I scroll down, it completely shifts. That's because the levels kind of change as you move on. And as does the music too, which is pretty cool. So this, you have like this toxic industrial area, and here it resembles more like a ghostly graveyard. So on each of these little points right here, you'll see on the left, there are these challenges you can complete. One is flawless, that's complete the level without dying, or excuse me, without taking damage. No ultimate, that's completing the level without doing your special ability, and no weapon, which you might think is a little bit ridiculous. Basically, this game has two ways of killing enemies. One is just to use a weapon or an ultimate, and the other one is to jump on them, and you can actually upgrade that. We'll talk about that more in a second. So let's get into just an easy round, just to warm up. So when you launch any level, you go into this equipment screen and you can pick the type of gun you're going to use, your weapon, the ultimate, so this is like a strong laser beam, just like a big blast straight in front of you, and then your upgrade. So you can get more HP, projectiles move faster and further, you know, stuff like that, faster fire rate. This is what I mean by an adjustable difficulty. So similar to games like Mega Man or Cuphead, the games are really hard, but you can do a few tiny things to improve your time, as I almost kill myself there. So this is the game, pretty much. You have these small arenas, and you just kill stuff. Now, it's looking easy because I have some crazy upgrades, but that's because, you know, I do. In the earlier games, it's a little bit trickier because you don't have too much going on for you, but it does get a lot harder later, even with upgrades. And of course, you can go back to do challenges if you want to have some stronger difficulty in the older levels. So you have pretty much a double jump, you have a dash, which you can reset on by touching platforms. There's a really cool mechanic going on with that in some areas. Because I, you know, try not to die horribly here while explaining this stuff. You also have your super, which is, well, I couldn't even show you, because I beat it so fast. Levels are usually about less than a minute long, even with boss fights. Let's try a harder one. Leaky. You also have this meter right here. It's taken up by the weapons and the equipment, which I think I'm actually missing one. They did update it so that your super doesn't take out one, which I do like. So more accurate shots, okay. You can, of course, go to a shop and get these items, and you can upgrade, and basically how that works is that when you fight enemies, they drop money, essentially, but you have to pick it up. It's not like you get it automatically. Like, see how it's just kind of dropping? You go over, you pick it up, and then that's used for the shop to upgrade your character. Obviously, there's so much you can do, but you can make the game a little bit easier for you if you get stuck. So it's got that variable difficulty. So you don't have to grind as much. I've barely done any grinding in this game. I've just been dying on the same level a lot, and then I use the money to upgrade myself. So I kind of get that people want, like, okay, you gotta, you know, play the level until you eventually beat it. But this game is kind of scaled so that you gotta do a lot of replaying the same level over and over again, and it does have those items, which you should take advantage of. And of course, if you do want that hardcore challenge, just jump on every enemy until you win. So I have this special little ability right here that's going to do that. So yeah, you have the glide ability, you have the dash, which is cool. You can kind of reset it on these walls here, and just do it indefinitely if you can time it right. So you can just be suspended in the air like I am right now. Pretty useful for bosses, actually. You can also dash through some of these objects in the map. There's a lot of interesting mechanics going on here. You have a very limited set of, you know, what the enemies are capable of sometimes. And, like, what you can do to counter them. But because you have all this crazy stuff with, like, how you can work with the level, there's, like, kind of a high skill ceiling at that. But it's very easily to achieve that high skill ceiling. Yeah, I'm kind of dying here. Holy crap. Yeah, this game doesn't really mess around when you get higher in the levels. Alright, cool, I got it. Should show a boss as well. Really get you into that. So, the bosses also have enemies that spawn during the level, and I kind of like that because it's not usually directly during the boss fight. Like, sometimes there might be, like, an enemy or two, but it's no big deal. Usually you're just fighting the boss, and that's the point of a boss fight. You fight the boss. If the ads are making it difficult, then it's not really a boss fight. The ads, what they do is, it's kind of similar to Zelda. They drop, you know, the equipment, they drop the money, they drop the health packs, while the boss just kind of stands in the background. I don't think I've done this one. No, I have. I just didn't beat him. It's the lurker. Health 666. Yeah, okay. So yeah, these ads are gonna come out, and you know, even if you lose, you're gonna at least get some money from it. So you don't feel like you're completely wasting. You don't feel like you're completely wasting your time. That was pretty bad. Let's try that again. You can also reset your jump when you know, jump on top of an enemy. So again, there's more of that skill ceiling going on here than what I was initially alluding to. Oh god. So the bosses will have phases too, which is really cool. So they'll like break apart, or they'll do more stuff, they'll get tougher. And then enemies will come in between so that you can restore your health. But of course you have to grab the health spawns. You don't want to let those hearts and all those cool little upgrades fall into these pits of doom. Oh god. Try that again. So there's 2 waves here. Let's see if we can get them down to wave number 2. Sometimes telegraphing can be an issue, like you don't know when or where he's gonna jump out at first. You just kind of gotta get used to everything. Ugh. The dash is pretty generous, though. It does let you... It does give you some invincibility frames, but I wouldn't rely on it too much because of how just jolty and sudden it is. I would really focus on the gliding more. Then again, I suck at games, so what do I do? Oh boy, oh boy. Okay, round 2. He has done a lot of damage, though. At least I think it's round 2. I haven't gotten this far. It sounded like it. Oh god. Jesus. So yeah, overall, there's a really nice gameplay loop going on here. You die a lot, but you do progress to some degree, and you do get, like, better power-ups, better weapons, and you do improve a little bit as you play. It's kind of like Super Meat Boy in that regard. You know, you suck at originally, but then, like, you go back to the first levels, and you're like, oh, wow, I'm, like, really good at this. How did I ever screw this up? There is another mode, which I'll show you in a bit, called Arcade. Basically, it's, damn it. Basically, it's a... you get rewards as you go, and you kind of just progress, and you unlock characters. So, the gems you unlock in this mode are exclusive to Arcade mode. It's not like they carry over, but you do get these cool unlocks. You can get these color schemes right here, and characters. So these are, like, some of them I'm scrolling through here. And they do different things. But the main thing is that as you progress, you can pick up different items and weapons. My problem is that sometimes you can pick up accidentally an item you do not want. Similar to... Well, I mean, it's not really similar to anything. It's... I was gonna say Castlevania 1, but I guess, you know, I just played that, so I got that on the brain. But, you know, that was always frustrating for me. See, like that, you can pick up that item. But sometimes, like, you know, another health item will be there, and you don't want the item, but you want the health. This is the grenade launcher. This was actually just recently added in an update, so it's kind of cool that the developer's still adding support. The game was originally released on Switch, now it's on PC. It's only $9.99 too, which is pretty good. I'll let you listen to the game for a little bit, so I'll just shut up for a second, because it does sound good. Whoops. Let's try it again. I like the music, it's pretty ominous. I did have to let it grow on me first because I felt that I need something to pump me up a little bit more, and the bosses, their music does it a little bit better, I'd say. But I am enjoying this game quite a bit. Controls are tight. They could let you shoot in all directions to make the game a little easier, but I'd say if you want that challenge, just jump on enemies. And to that effect, the game is more balanced around, you know, shooting left and right. And usually, like, games like Contra, when they have you shoot in, like, 8 different directions or whatever, they make it, like, really, really hard. Like, holy crap, you feel like you can't even progress through a level. Because I guess the skill ceiling is just a little bit higher. I kind of like this a little bit better. I mean, you can work around the limitation. It's not like it's broken or inherently flawed because of a controller issue. The game controls really well. It's very generous with its difficulty. Of course, you can just do some levels over and over again and you'll get some money and then you can use it to get more health or, you know, do something a little bit more. Arcade mode's a nice fun distraction, but the campaign is really where it's at. The bosses are probably the highlight for me. And yeah, overall it's a really fun game. I don't really have too much else to say about it. It's gonna be pretty much it for me. Anyway guys, give it a shot. Hell is Other Demons. It's on Steam. Give it a pick up. It's cool. I'll see you guys next time. I'm out.